Let me start by saying, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't high. I wasn't sleep deprived, grieving, or suffering from some mental breakdown. What happened to me happened in plain daylight, with my feet on the ground and my mind, at least at the time, completely intact. It was a regular Tuesday in February when I moved into the building. It wasn't exactly where I wanted to live, but it was what I could afford. Quiet street, 10-minute walk to work. The apartment was on the second floor of a 3-story complex that used to be an old hotel before it got converted into studio units. High ceilings, narrow hallways, creaky floors. You know the type. The hallway to my unit was dim, one of those places where the lighting never feels quite right, even when the bulbs are new. There were 6 apartments on my floor. Mine was 2C, right in the middle, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and 1 at the very end of the hall, 2F. The first strange thing happened the day after I moved in. I was leaving my apartment early, around 6 a.m. I had a long day ahead, and figured I'd get a jump on it. When I stepped into the hallway, I saw someone at the far end, standing right outside 2F. He was tall, wearing an old coat, his back to me, just standing there, not knocking, not unlocking the door, just staring at it. I thought maybe he was a tenant locked out or waiting for someone. Morning, I said, trying to sound casual. No response. He didn't turn, didn't even flinch, just kept staring at the door. I kept walking, and as I passed him, I realized he wasn't just facing the door. He was almost pressed against it, like he was listening, breathing heavy, his shoulders rising and falling. I didn't linger. I left the building and didn't think too much of it until that night. When I came home around 8 p.m., there he was again. Same coat, same posture, still facing the door to 2F. I didn't say anything this time. Just walked to my apartment, unlocked it, and slipped inside. Once the door was shut, I stood with my ear to it for a second. Nothing. No movement. No footsteps. Just a faint hum of the hallway light. This went on for 3 days. Every morning when I left, he was there. Every night when I came home, still there, always facing the door, always completely still. Finally, curiosity got the better of me. I went to the landlord. "You mean the guy in 2F?" he said, frowning. "Yeah, the guy in the coat, kinda tall." The landlord looked confused. 2F has been empty since December. I told him I'd seen someone standing there every day for a week. I expected him to laugh it off, say it was a squatter or maybe the building maintenance guy. Instead, he said something I'll never forget. "Is he watching you or the door?" I didn't answer, mostly because I didn't know. After that conversation, I went back to the hallway. Middle of the day, it was bright outside. I figured if he was there again, I'd get a better look, maybe even talk to him. But when I turned the corner and looked down the hall, there was no one, just the empty end of the hallway and the door, the 2F, slightly ajar. I should have turned around. I should have gone back to my unit, locked the door, and pretended I never saw it. But I didn't. I walked to the end of the hall and slowly pushed the door open. The apartment was pitch black inside. Not dark black, like all light had been sucked out. I reached inside and flicked the switch. Nothing. I called out, "Hello?" No answer. I don't know what I expected. A mattress? A chair? Something? but the apartment was empty, bare walls, no appliances, no furniture, not even dust, just a small rectangular room, and at the far end, a closet door that was slightly ajar. That's when I heard the knock. Not from behind me, from inside the closet. 3 slow knocks, then silence. I backed out of the apartment and shut the door. Hard. I didn't wait. I didn't look back. I just went back to my unit and locked every lock I had. That night, I barely slept. I kept hearing things. Not loud, just small, subtle sounds. A floorboard creaking, the hallway light buzzing. Once, around 3:30 a.m., I heard someone breathing right outside my door. It lasted for maybe 5 seconds, and then there was a soft tap, like a fingertip against the wood. I stayed absolutely still in bed, barely breathing. Eventually, I drifted off. When I woke up, there was a slip of paper on my doormat. No envelope, no writing, just a torn square of paper with something drawn in pen. It was a door, my door. I recognized the number, 2C, written right above it in tiny, shaky handwriting. And under the door was a figure, drawn small in the shadows beneath, all black with 2 white circles for eyes. I moved out the next day, told the landlord I had a family emergency, ate the deposit. I didn't care. I got a sublet across town with a roommate, told myself I was overreacting. Maybe it was a prank. Maybe I imagined half of it. But here's the part that still gets me. 3 weeks after I left, I got a package in the mail. No return address. No stamps. Just my name, scrawled in thick black marker. Inside was a single Polaroid photo. It showed the hallway in my old building. Taken from the far end, you could see my old door, and standing right in front of it was the man in the coat. Only this time, he wasn't facing 2F. He was facing the camera, facing me